Anderson Cooper, AC 360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
Kevin, how long have you been working on this machine exactly?
Well, I took a technology out of the Department of Energy probably in 92 or 93, and it was a very small little machine, and extrapolated that idea took it into R&D for about 3 years, and an enormous amount of money, thinking that we didn't have to fight oil spills the way we had been seeing those reoccurring images. And so basically, I thought that we could do this, and we scaled that up into something incredibly efficient and robust, to the point where we could separate 200 gallons a minute, and at the purity of 99.9% oil and 99.9% water. So I really thought that gravity would fall my way.
200 gallons. You can do 200 gallons a minute with this machine? How exactly?
Yeah.
How does it work?
I've developed 4 different machines. Well, it's a centrifuge system, and centrifuges have been around forever. But this was a highly technical piece of machinery developed by David Mykrantz, and we formed a company, and my brother helped me develop this, and we brought it to market, and it was simply a thing that somehow it just didn't. I guess people thought spills were over.
Yeah, I was amazed to read in your testimony that you took this project for years. I mean, to government agencies, to oil companies, private industry, and you were told, well, it's too expensive, or that it wasn't really needed, that oil spills were kind of, passé, a thing of the past.
Yeah, there was all manner of excuses, and none of them added up, and so spills occur on a daily basis. I think someone said enough oil spills on a daily basis that every 7 months we're having an Exxon Valdez out there. It's just out of mind, out of sight. And if we take something like this to happen, where now we're all pointed at it, and like the Godfather, just got sucked back into this thing.
I went out a lot of the last couple of weeks with Billy Nungaster, Plaquemines Parish president, and the governor here. And I mean, they're out there. Billy Nungaster was telling me tonight, over the weekend, they went out there with wet vacs, basically just trying to get up some oil that had been in the marsh. I mean, it's kind of that desperate over here. It's great that they've gone ahead and bought 32 of these things. How quickly do you think you can get them actually manufactured and deployed?
Well, we're starting up. We're coming to this fight late, but we're both going to attack the problem today the best we can going forward, and we're going to have a real impact as we go forward. There's a lot of inefficiencies out there in the protection of the people and the gathering of oil, but Billy is in front of his people, and Billy saw the machinery, saw it 10 years ago at an oceans conference, and Doug Suttles, incidentally, from BP, who ordered these 32, he saw the machine about 3 weeks ago, and he's an oil man, and he told me at the time, he said he was excited. He knew this machine had great potential, but he knew that a lot of people had been disappointed by what had already happened, and he didn't want to kind of create a false hope where the machine was concerned. And so he began to put it in places the machine wasn't even intended, in very difficult situations, and the machine performed. And I've had to be kind of silent for the last 3 weeks as this machine was put through a lot of hoops. And it just passed everything that BP could throw at it, and Doug, and I choose to believe him, and today he did. He put us in business, and he said he's going to help us. And I think that this is the key. It's the linchpin to, I think, us people going back to work. It's certainly a way to fight oil spills in this 21st century. And it's certainly, what it does is it creates an efficiency where there are no efficiencies out there. And, it's been a long time coming, but I appreciated where Doug went with me. And Buddy Caldwell, it was the one person that heard me early on, the Attorney General, and Buddy has opened a lot of doors, and I just try to keep my head down and kind of work in a steady way, and to have Doug come through today was a big moment for me and for everybody who's ever worked on this, and I think it was a big moment for Doug too, because big moment maybe for our president. We're all kind of looking for answers, and we don't want to seem feeble, and this gives us a legitimate response going forward.
How mobile are these devices? I mean, is this machine? Can you put it on an airboat? Does it need a barge?
Yeah. Well, it's the smallest one. The footprint's about 5 by 5, so it's for our largest machine. Weighs about 4,000 pounds. We should technically probably be on every skimmer out there because, as you know, skimmers are picking up 90% water, 10% oil, right? And they throw it into a barge. So you got a big barge that's got 90% water, 10% oil. What this machine simply does in that particular case will give a pure payload. Suddenly a barge will be coming back into shore with 99% oil as opposed to the other way around. And so
amazing.
There's a way to it's kind of amazing to you, not so amazing to me. What's been amazing to me is that it's taken this long, but again, I guess the movies I make are long too.
Well, Kevin, I appreciate you being with us tonight and talking about this. I can't wait to see these things deployed. And there's a lot of people here who feel forgotten and feel like people aren't paying attention around the world. And to know that you have been working on this for so long and to see it actually coming through, it's got to be a great day for you. And I know a lot of people here are going to be excited. So, Kevin, thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks, Anderson.